Hello, Michael Denon here. Welcome to the Physics of X, where X is everything except politics. In this YouTube series, we're in the middle of our flight and UFOs and spaceships. And as always with these videos, make sure you like the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe and ring the bell so you get the notifications. Now, what we're going to talk about today is flight, everyone's favorite thing with spaceships. But we first have to discuss flying in the atmosphere. Now, if you've been on an airplane like me, you're trusting the laws of physics. Now, I know enough about the laws of physics that flying kind of makes me nervous because I know what's holding us up and how it might all go wrong. So I'm not going to give you too much detail so that you don't get nervous either. But basically, what you do when you fly with an airplane is you figure out a way to make sure the wings can push air molecules down. Because as we've talked about in the last video, and go back and watch it if you hadn't, if I push down on something, Newton's third law tells me it's going to push back up. And when you push down on the air pushes up on you, and that gives you lift and causes you to fly. Now, there's fancy ways you can make this happen. You can use the shape of the wing, and as the air goes across your wing, the air on the top and bottom get pushed in different ways, and the net force on you is up. That's one way to do it. You can also angle your wings, and that can help push air down as you're moving forward. So there's really two things that happen in the airplane. Your thrust, moving you forward, uses then the shape of the wings to push the air down or up. So again, key physics, push air down, you go up, that's lift. But to get you to push the air down in an airplane, you have to fly forward and use the shape of the wing. Now, what's really exciting about this, if any of you out there are sailors, now you understand why you can sail into the wind. Because the sail is basically an airfoil. It's a wing. And as the air comes across the sail, if the sail's at the right angle, you can create pushes and pulls that end up having a push of air backwards that then pushes your ship forward. So it's really interesting from a physics point of view that sailing and flying are the same thing. Now, why is all of this important? Because we are so used to, as humans, visually watching airplanes fly, birds fly, bats fly, all sorts of things fly, and they're all flying in the atmosphere. They're all flying with air and by pushing on the air. So they even do that when they turn. So if we think about turning in the air, the key thing is airplanes tend to tilt, or they use airfoils on their wings. Birds are moving their wings in different directions, and now you start pushing air sideways, and then that pushes you sideways in the other direction, and you turn. Really fancy flying is also called swimming if you do it in water. Water and air are basically the same thing. Water's just denser. And if you watch creatures swim, you really can understand this pushing effect. You push on the water backwards, you move forwards. You push on the water sideways, and you move sideways. So swimming in water, flying in air, that's what we're used to. So if we're going to go into space, we realize everything is different now because there is no air and there is no water. And that's going to be the challenge as we think about UFOs or even spaceships in Star Wars or other science fiction movies. We tend to still use our intuition of how things are in air, and that kind of gets things wrong, but can also make for a lot of fun. So as we start moving into the analysis of spaceships, UFOs, UAPs, think about and remember air, water, and space. Three very different things. Space is vacuum, nothing. Air is air, very low density gas, but still something to push on. That's how airplanes work. Water, much more dense. So moving in these three things are going to be very different. And this has been the Physics of X. This has been the Physics of X, where X is everything but politics. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you get notifications of every episode coming weekly straight to you.